Race 7 of 36 will bring us to the Bristol Motor Speedway, the NASCAR and 10-line custom season for the running of the Food City 500 last week at Martinsville, 3 green white checkers. And Kevin Harvick survived all the chaos to end up finishing and earning his first win, adding his name to the chase grid. 6 different winners, drivers that currently, as of right now, can get in on points if need be. Jimmy Johnson, Kurt Busch, Tony Stewart, Clint Boyer, and Jeff Gordon. Drivers that are currently in a must-win situation: Jamie McMurray, Brad Keselowski, Greg Biffle, Kyle Busch, and Joey Logano. Anyways, Bristol Motor Speedway is always the place, always becomes probably the hottest place to be in Tennessee twice a year. Let's go qualify and take you around this joint. At just half a mile and located in Bristol, Tennessee, this place is the funnest stop on the NASCAR circuit. Cars inches apart, the bump and run, tempers will be flaring if you move a guy out of the way. It's going to be physical. We could see a lot of cautions today. Kyle Busch is the pole sitter. Over a second lap. Typically with the new layout that they made in 2007, some drivers do try to move up the track. I'm kind of keeping a higher line versus running on the bottom like I usually do. That's how I usually run around this place. But typically, early on, there's going to be a big fight for the bottom, and there could be some contact as cars try to get down. Actually, there will be some contact, most likely. Here's the top 10. Dylan Murway and Kyle Busch will be on the front row. Jeff Gordon and Kevin Harvick will be in row 2. Martin Truex, Carl Edwards will be in row 3. Denny Hamlin and Greg Biffle are going to be in row 4. Jimmy Johnson and Ricky Stenhouse will round out your top 10. Take a look through the rest of the field. Great qualifying run for Stenhouse. Not so great for Mark Martin. Or the 10 of Danica Patrick. There's the final 3 spots. This track in Martinsville are going to have be the 4 longest races this year. 100 laps apiece for both Bristol and Martinsville. Pace car is off. 16 seconds a lap. Let's go! A little over 16 seconds a lap that time as Dylan Murray continues to take off and basically go into hiding ahead of Kyle Busch in the 18 and Jeff Gordon in the 24. Already got close to a second on the 18, a little over a second and a quarter distance. Keep the car fairly close to the wall, probably around the first Tennessee part of the track. For night races for a couple years, they actually painted the walls black to go with the theme of the Irwin Tools night race, which in this custom season is 2 races before the playoffs start at Darlington for the second race. That's going to be fun. Plus, you got the slick track in Atlanta in the heat of the day. That's going to be fun. As we're in the middle of a short track swing between Martinsville, Bristol, and Richmond. Because you got Richmond on Saturday night and then Talladega on Tuesday. 6 different winners entering the season. Dylan Murray got his win at Phoenix. There's several big-name stars like Jeff Gordon, Dale Jr. that need a win. You got guys like Greg Biffle looking to join Matt Kenseth and Carl Edwards in the playoff grid. And it seems like things are starting to settle down between the top 3 spots. Between Kyle Busch, Dylan Murray, and Jeff Gordon. Probably 0.3 of a second between the two. Ten laps complete as Kyle Busch looking like he might go for the lead. Looking around. And Dylan Murray is going to give the spot up. That right there, you can definitely see the downside of trying to run that second groove is Denny Hamlin is almost not clear. Because that almost is really big. Between those two. Hamlin came across the nose of the 25. And Kenseth takes the lead. He's got 5th, 3rd on the car today. 3 wide as Dylan Murray continues to lose spots. And Newman gets into the wall as well. You can definitely see the downside of running the top lane and having your car drift up. You get yourself into the loose stuff and you wear your tires out a lot more versus down to the bottom of the area of the track that's rubbered up more versus going up the track where Biffle's at in the 16th. 15 laps complete. It seems like everything's starting to settle down early on in this one. Dylan Murray is still got the quickest time on the racetrack as he continues to slide back. Yeah, he's definitely, his right sides are gone. They've used those up pretty good. "17 laps are complete. We are working lap 18 as we speak. It seems like the outside is starting to come in a little bit. Casey Kane takes the spot. Tries to take it anyway. Dylan Murray trying to hold tight. He's under attack by Juan Pablo Montoya. Okay, McMurray going to go around on the front stretch. Caution's out. And more people are checking up behind. Looks like Paul Menard gets turned around by Mark Martin in the jam-up. As Clinton Boyer and David Reagan are also in it. So it seemed like as Dylan Murray was trying to get going, Kurt Busch and Jeff Burton get together and it sends McMurray for a ride. Yeah, probably have to pit change the tires because I'm sliding like a you know what. That's definitely going to be the theme of this race. It's going to be a lot of pushed aggression, I have a feeling, between cars and cars on the racetrack.
We're going to do gas and tires. Water tap's cool. I'm going to add a little tape. Okay, let's get this stuff figured out.
As the first caution is out today at Bristol. So the format for points, the more wins you get 5 extra points toward the chase. We currently have 6 different winners, so between now and Atlanta, anything can happen. Those with more wins will be seated higher.
Some gas. Water temp's cool. I'm gonna add a little tape. We gotta make some quick repairs too.
Yeah, because I got hit in the back by McMurray. Seems like everybody came down pit road there.
All right, guys, we need to be smooth and fast here. In and out. Let's go.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of cautions today. Is Greg Biffle and Tony Stewart did not stay out or did not pit. Pretty much everybody except for maybe 4 drivers took Ford fuel.
Great stuff, guys. Good job. In and out. It's all you now, buddy. Like I said, we got a real good
21 laps in today's race. There are 21 laps done so far out of 100. Well, we're working lap 21. The first yellow came out lap 20. Norway trying to maybe get in behind Hornish. Whoa, another wreck. Jeff Burton, Clint Boyer, and more. Hornish and Logano were getting together as well. David Reagan spinning to the bottom, and everybody checked up to avoid running into somebody. Couldn't tell who that was. So the pace car is off. Kevin Harvick will lead the field down for the restart. Trevor Bayne up there so far. He's having a nice day in 15th. In the 21. Last time that car won at Bristol was all the way back in 2001 with Elliott Sadler, which was that race was his first career win after coming from 38th place on the starting grid, which is the furthest back anybody has won at Bristol. Well, anybody did until Kevin Harvick had to start basically in last in 2005 and went on to win the spring Bristol race. Kevin Harvick is pretty much checked out at this point. He's got Kyle Busch all over him. You got Denny Hamlin, Jeff Gordon, Martin Truex, and Carl Edwards. They are the top 6. Newman and Keselowski fighting for 9th in the track. Is Kevin Harvick continues to pull away. We're fighting Ricky Stenhouse for 12th over here. For the 12th place. And Stenhouse will probably take it here off 2. Illinois drives it in on the high side. Kind of a dangerous place to be running. Hill and Stenhouse touch. As things seem to sort of be settling down and towards turn 1. 14-car breakaway up front. Everything seems to be sorted out up front. As pretty much everywhere on back seems to be spread out as well, but they're in bigger chunks compared to how it was earlier. As things are starting to settle down, Kevin Harvick leads. We are incredibly tight. Part of it might have been because of the damage from the first accident with McMurray and Menard. And probably this little bit of the second accident as well. As there's usually one long green flag run here at Bristol in terms of racing, but you usually see a lot of bench sheet metal in this race. Sometimes from the wall, sometimes from other cars, and some hurt feelings as well. And the yellows come out, and it looks like it might have been for Bobby Labonte, almost coming in front of the leaders as he spins off turn 4. Nearly takes out Kevin Harvick. Should be getting close to green flag pit stop shortly as we have completed 39 laps in this race. We are working lap 40. Kevin Harvick gets an amazing jump. See if he can maybe get down in front of Clint Boyer, the 15 car. While the lap cars up ahead, you got Eric Almirola, Robbie Gordon, Travis Kvapil up ahead. Dylan Roy trying to look for any spot to get down in front so he can get to the bottom lane, because the bottom lane is much faster than being held up top with Josh Wise. Ooh, a little bit of contact there between Wise in the 26 and Norway in the 25. A lot of road rage. As the road continues to rage on here at Bristol, Kevin Harvick is again checked out, this time with Joe Gibbs' teammate Joey Logano in second. Up down the situation, Dylan Murray has finally gotten down to the bottom of the racetrack for about 4 seconds. As he continues to fall back, he's in 22nd in a no-win situation, 3 wide. And he falls all the way back to 25th. Trying to race in a no-win situation with a couple of lap cars. Or with Joe Nemechek in 27th. Get him up the track. As another caution. Casey Mears, and there's a wreck further up the track. Might have involved Sam Hornish. So Ryan Newman gets into the wall. Casey Mears gets into the wall. That's the initial incident. Then further up, Sam Hornish turns Austin Dillon. So that's the 4th caution flag of this race. Feel more tight in this thing. And whoa, this was after the yellow. Apparently, Austin Dillon and Sam Hornish weren't too happy with each other. fuel. Take her up. Take some half a pound of wedge out of this dang thing. And then tighten this thing as well. Several cars coming up. Ooh. Oh, okay. A little more trouble. Ambrose just slams into the 33 under caution. Whoa! Another wreck towards turn 1. And this was under caution. My goodness. Cars are. Oh! Everyone's piling into each other in turn 1. Probably waiting for. Whoa! God! Mark Martin just flew up into the air. So because of all this, everybody stopped in turn 1 for some reason. There's a pretty big knot of cars there. It was Jeff Burt that was probably turned around. It was a yellow car. I didn't see who it was. His car is off, and we're back to racing. Kyle Busch is leading, by the way. He is taking the lead back. Back here at Bristol, and he's already checking out. There's another caution. Got a car in the wall up ahead. Looks like it's a black and red car. It's Kevin Harvick getting turned around. See how this starts. Oh, taken out by David Reagan in turn 1. So that could be a little something to watch. That looked fairly. I'm sure the contact was accidental, but we know Kevin Harvick. He plays rough. David Reagan took him out, and I don't think he'll be taken too kindly to that. There'll be a lot of tempers post. I bet you the big yellow truck's probably getting the line ready for angry drivers and crews after this race. You could have Kevin Harvick and David Reagan, Austin Dillon and Sam Hornish. You can add those two to the list. Tensions and fireworks. Gotta love them. Kyle Busch doing not really breaking away as far as he did the last restart. He's got a couple other cars behind him. He's got Keselowski on him. They haven't really gotten away from the field as much as other restarts, whether it's him and Harvick or Harvick and Logano when they were out front. Let's go on board the 25. A little bit of bumping here, a little bit of cars getting a little. Dylan Miller wanting Robbie Gordon out of his way. He gets his wish. Dylan Miller comes right across the nose of the 99. Get a couple spots. Kyle Busch leads. Probably by about 4 seconds. You got Brad Keselowski again in second. Couple Fords fighting for spots up ahead. Is two of them in the wall. And the yellows come out. And it looks like Ambrose and Kenseth were the reasons for the caution. Got kissed by Quapple there.
Yeah, I've got a clean-up truck and a vacuum truck out of the race
Let's crank it up for this restart.
Right at your door. Down low. At your door. Just keep a good pace. You're doing good. On your rear. Clear low. Leader's a second ahead. Looking inside. Got one more to the bottom. One on the bottom. Go high. Go high. First is leading by 3 seconds. Coming low. One inside. Clear left. Hard inside you. Okay, behind you. Go right behind you. Low side.
Ooh. More big moments there. And Denny Hamlin goes around in turn 2. Caution flag waves. Clint Boyer got a little squirrely. The Texas winner gets spun. Ooh, got a little squirrely at the back as well as cars were checking up.
Come on, you go out.
So, Martin Truex was the leader during that stretch of racing. By the way, that small stretch of racing. As Robbie Gordon's going to be on the outside for this restart.
Car approaching high. Car up high. Going outside. Looking really good right here. Clear up high. Got a car behind. Still on you. Clear, clear.
As everything seems to settle down, top 3 are single file. Robbie Gordon did trying to gap the 25 a little bit.
He's right on you. Clear now.
Truex is leading. Greg Biffle makes his way up to the 3rd spot. He's fighting the 93 at Quapple.
Clear on the high.
He's got Casey Kane with him.
Hard inside.
Greg Biffle driving the WB Mason car.
On
He's
your
got
rear.
a car got some cars maybe coming towards pit road here.
Side's clear. Car tucked in behind you. Go behind you. First is leading by 3 seconds.
Robbie Gordon was the one that was peeling off, and that should probably start green flag stops.
Caution's up.
As the caution comes out in turn 2. Cars, checking up. Several checked up, and everybody ran into the wall. Tony Stewart, Michael McDowell, Jeff Burton, and more. Just as we were starting it going on green flag stops, the 8th caution of the day has come out. David Reagan in 2nd. He was the car that took out Kevin Harvick on that caution. And Logano almost gets into Dylan Murray up the track there, and he takes Paul Menard into the wall. Logano clips the apron. Oh, that's yellow flag number 9, by the way. David Reagan and Dylan Murray will lead the restart. Danica Patrick making her way up to third. Edwards and Johnson fighting for space. Edwards has the preferred line. Johnson still has the 25. McMurray almost takes out Dylan Murway in turn 3. Dylan still continuing to scramble. And Stremme into Kenseth. Everybody's still beating and banging back there. They're 3 wide, and they might be 4 wide almost. Kyle Busch, the outside pole sitter, is back here. And Trevor Bayne almost gets loose, saves it. Into the wall he goes. Do they waive the caution? There's a slow car at the back. There's a car that is on pit road. Three wide, cars checking up. Nemechek's on pit road. So that should hopefully open the floodgates for a few more cars. Hornish and Junior get together in turn 3. And that's another yellow. Got a car in the wall. Down turn 1. And I couldn't tell who that was. Somebody smoking up ahead. It looks to me like it's Josh Wise, the 26. See if there's any other cars involved. It was a lap car, I believe. So Josh Wise, the 26, brings out yellow flag number 10 as he comes back onto the racetrack. That's another of the issues they had. Cars blending. Slower cars and faster cars blending together. That's definitely one of the concerns they had going into this race, especially with how tight this track is. Cars blending together with those faster traffic. There's going to be wrecks. 10 caution flags for 100 laps.
Cool. I'm going to add a little tape. Okay, buddy. We're standing
by. As we begin pit stops, cars blending onto the racetrack. See if they do anything. Oh! David Reagan's on a mission. He just ran into the back of Paul Menard. Now there's an accordion. Hornish gets turned around. This is off turn 4. As cars on the front stretch stopped. As we begin the pit stop. As cars began to check up, probably under caution. Wasn't as bad as the last time that happened. There's a big stack up in turn 4 this time. Turn 1 isn't as bad. Or turn 1 has nothing, basically. Half the field came in, half the field stays out.
Awesome work, boys. Doing great, buddy. That pit stop's going to make all the difference.
Pace car is off. And it looks like Danica Patrick will lead the field now.
Come on, let's do this now. It's time to go to work. Move up high. Move up high. You got this. Nice work, man. Nice, man.
Whoa. 3, 4 wide. Gordon gets turned. Gordon, Harvick, Stewart, turn 3. 4 wide just doesn't work. Jeff Gordon and Kevin Harvick get together, taking Tony Stewart with him. You think at this point it'll probably just be a game of who can make it back in one piece. Because, yikes. Last week's winner, Kevin Harvick, was a part of that incident.
Got one behind you. Got one working the top. Car in front heading to the pit.
Cars coming into pit lane. They're stacking up. Clint Boyer gets off pit road. Everybody onto pit road. Everybody cleanly makes it around this time. Stenhouse. Okay, they're wrecking again.
Side's clear. Whoa, caution's out.
You think they'll talk about the caution record at this place? You know, the way that things have been? Yeah. So there's 20 cautions have happened historically at this track. We are up to 12 as we speak, with 14 laps to go.
Car inside.
Jamie McMurray is your leader. He has not won since Charlotte in the fall of 2010. We'll see how he does.
One down low. Car down low. We're on the low side. Oh, you're outside. Outside.
Truex escapes with the lead.
Car up top.
Oh, Quapple and Dillon. Caution's out. Yellow flag number 13. And it's like Scott Speed was turning around in that. They just hung together. Around went Dylan Murway. Clipped Stenhouse. Oof. Was that? No, that looked like it was either Gordon or Scott. No, it was Scott Speed that was turning around.
They'll start the tail of the field.
It's amazing that a lot of these cars are still running because it's real hard to not find a car that has any form of damage at this race. Martin Truex leads with 11 laps to go. Kind of hard to find. Casey Mears onto the apron. Does he save it? Looks like he does. Him and Dylan Murray get together. Makes it down pit road just fine. 8 laps to go for Truex. As he takes 7 laps to go. It looks like Casey Mears' car is still making it down pit lane. Crossing into the backside of Clinton Boyer for a spot. And there they go. Another wreck. This time, David Reagan and Clint Boyer getting into the wall. As there's another crash further up. Big wreck. Everybody was slowing for the accordion, so David Reagan, Clint Boyer get together. Clint Boyer ends up being the benefactor, getting the worst of it. And the question is, who is that wrecking in turn 1? I'm curious to see. Who is that wrecking about? Dylan Murray, Trevor Bayne, Kevin Harvick 3 wide towards the back. Got 4 laps to go in a race that has seen multiple crashes. We've had 15 caution flags. Ricky Stenhouse just took the lead from Truex. Unless we see another accident here, maybe. Whoa, Kurt Busch
Car inside you.
saves it somehow
Closing on the bottom.
off of turn 4. We stay green.
5 second gap between you and the leader.
2 laps left.
Car approaching low. There's your door on the
And
bottom.
Kurt Busch will go around. We're going to overtime. It was Kevin Harvick that checked up in the accordion. So that is yellow flag number 16. Trevor Bayne was the only other car that was in it. Eric Almirola. Kevin Harvick having a rough go. He's been in quite a few wrecks.
Yeah, I've got a cleanup truck and a vacuum truck out on the racetrack cleaning.
3 laps. First green white checkered attempt. You've had a green white checkered pretty much every race except Phoenix. Denny Hamlin looking for his second win of the year will bring him down.
High side. One up top. Race all clear, bud. Car inside. Driver's first, 2 seconds ahead.
Kyle Busch into the wall. Another crash. Big mess this time. Trevor Bayne, David Stremme, and more. Not a good look for Kyle Busch as Travis Kvapil gets in it as well. So that is the second green-white checkered attempt. If we make it to 3, so by the way, that is the 17th yellow flag. I think we'll probably reach 18 by the time this is done.
You're doing it today. Got car low. Go up top. Inside. Door to the left. Car at your door. Up top, that's your
It's in
door.
line. There'll be 2 laps to go, maybe. Nope, white flag. Denny Hamlin has taken the white. And it looks like he may be heading towards his first win of the year, second win of the year, as there's a crash on the backstretch. Casey Kane, Eric Almirola. Then in it, there's more crashing in turn 3. Kyle Busch, Austin Dillon, Brad Keselowski, Paul Menard, Dale Jr., Kurt Busch, Austin Dillon, Danica Patrick, Denny Hamlin coming into the accident, trying to avoid. He probably joined a rather big mess here in turn 3 on the cool-down lap. As the field froze right at the last pass loop. So this means Denny Hamlin has earned his second win of the year. So on the playoff standings, he would move to first seed as of right now. As we go through the unofficial results, Denny Hamlin wins today at Bristol, followed by Matt Kenseth in second, Marcus Ambrose third, Tony Stewart fourth, Carl Edwards fifth, Jamie McMurray sixth, Joey Logano seventh, Scott Speed with a great run today in eighth, Greg Biffle in ninth, and David Stremme 10th. Bobby Labonte in 11th. Look at the rest of the field. Michael McDowell with a nice run in 16th. Kevin Harvick rebounds to 17th. Jeff Gordon ends up 20th. And we look through the rest of the field. Eric Almirola and Casey Kane. I think I saw some swerving on the cool-down lap as well. So look at all the cars that notable drivers that finished back here. Casey Kane, Dale Jr. finished back here. Kurt and Kyle Busch, both of them looking for wins. Jr. doing the same. And Brad Keselowski, unfortunately, will end up today in last. So who are the cars that were involved in that last accident? So I'm curious. So see how this starts from the helicopter. So this technically starts a lap before. Dylan Merwin and Clint Boyer are banging around here. So 25-15. McDowell and Labonte get together. I thought they were going to wreck right here. Boyer ends up slamming the wall. That causes everybody to bunch up, I believe. Probably around where Almirola and Kane. Watch the green 5. Dylan gets in. No, McDowell hits Almirola, who then bounces into Kane, who unfortunately realizes Dylan Murway's just collateral damage. Next thing you know, they're around. So Almirola going for a whale of a ride. Landon Castle and Kyle Busch were collected here, so go through. So Kyle Busch, unfortunately, would end up wrecked in turn 3. He's in it, the 18 car. He's fairly clean compared to some of the other drivers in this field. Dylan Murway with damage, probably the worst out of all of them. You got Casey Kane, Eric Almirola. They were part of the initial accident. Almirola, I believe he slid into traffic. Casey Kane in the 5. The green car was the second round. So McDowell of the 98 gets the wall, ricochets into Casey Kane, who ricochets. Sorry, he gets an Almirola, who then ricochets into Casey Kane, and that sets off a 9-car mess here in turn, or 10-car mess here in 3. Austin Dillon in the 33 is involved. Martin in the 55 is there. You got Paul Menard, Kurt Busch, Dale Jr. in the wall in 3. They get into the wall together. And Travis Quapple in the 93. He's in it. He's on the apron. And then I think Austin Dillon kind of kisses Keselowski to get him in the air a little bit. And then Casey Kane ends up joining the pile and joining this 5-car pile in 3. So Denny Hamlin will move and get his second win of the year. So Saturday will be the first night race. You think the sparks were crazy now? The end of the short track swing, first night race at Richmond. It's going to be fun. It will be this Saturday. At 8:30 p.m. Eastern for the running of the VFW 400.